your fellow competitors. As your name is called, please step to the foul line and turn and face everyone else so we can get a good look at all you athletes competing. In the women's division, on lane 1, from North Carolina A&T University, Lauren Tomaszewski. And from Wichita State University, Madison Janak. On lane 2, from St. Xavier University, Hannah Bond. On lane 3, from Tusculum University, Jordan Munt. And from Delaware State University, Katie Robb. On lane 4, from Vanderbilt University, Mabel Cummins. On lane 5, from Lawrence Tech, Victoria Jordina. And from Prairie View A&M University, Patricia Rosales. On lane 6, from Mount Mercy University, Ira Amanudan. On lane 7, from North Carolina A&T University, Anna Ojaya. I'm sorry. And from Indiana Tech, Marissa Carey. On lane 8, from Arkansas State University, Brooklyn Boudreaux. On lane 9, from University of Pikeville, Emily Toll. And from Duquesne University, Allison Resco. On lane 10, from Ottawa University, Rebecca Loker. On lane 11, from Mount Mercy University, Cassidy Corey. And from Monmouth University, Jenna Lehrer. On lane 12, from McHenry University, Isabel Allen. On lane 13, from St. Ambrose University, Megan Hess. And from Stephen F. Austin State University, Dakota Fakening. On lane 14, from Marion University, Wisconsin, Samantha Miller. On lane 15, from Iowa Western Community College, Shaylee Bradley. And from Clark University, Brooke Allen. And on lane 16, from Martin Methodist College, Emily Crone. Over in our men's division, on lane 17, from St. Ambrose University, Jordan Monin. And from Calumet College of St. Joseph, Petey Burgos. On lane 18, from Lindenwood University, Andrew Sachs. On lane 19, from University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, Andrew Gross. And from Weber International University, Wyatt Smith. On lane 20, from Bowling Green State University, Tyler Lowenstein. On lane 21, from Tusculum University, Tyler Moore. And from University of Rio Grande, Nathan Byrne. On lane 22, from Wichita State University, Alec Keplinger. On lane 23, from Oklahoma Christian University, Joshua Emhoff. And from University of Texas San Antonio, Seth Dawson. On lane 24, from Calumet College of St. Joseph, Sean Flynn Jr. On lane 25, from Notre Dame College, Connor Novak. And from Lindenwood University, Troy Owens. On lane 26, from St. Ambrose University, Zach Denton. On lane 27, from University of Pikeville, Ryan Taylor. And from William Penn University, Alexander Kostrick. On lane 28, from Thomas More University, Jacob Tolkey. On lane 29, from Siena Heights University, Ryan Reed. And from Lincoln Memorial University, Michael Rochelle. On lane 30, from Bowling Green State University, Stephen Coker. On lane 31, from Newman University, Tyler Sinovac. And from Weber International University, Ronnie Huff. And our last competitor on lane 32, from Indiana Tech, Corey Kershaw. And there is your field for the 2021 Intercollegiate Singles Championships. Coaches, let's give these fine athletes a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, athletes, coaches, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats while we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Please stand and face our flag behind lanes 3 and 4. Athletes, you may return to the settee area. For competition this morning, athletes will be bowling 6 standard games on pre-assigned lanes. After each game, student athletes will move 1 pair to the right within their division. Athletes, please make sure that you initial the recaps and verify scores after each game. After qualifying, we will have a competition break. Practice for the first round of bracket competition will begin currently at 1:50 p.m. If there is a change to Ladies and gentlemen, let's give these collegiate athletes a big send-off as they begin their qualifying block of the Intercollegiate Singles Championship. Athletes, your lanes are on for competition. Good luck and good bowling.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bowl TV for qualifying coverage of the Intercollegiate Singles Championships taking place at the Spectrum Entertainment Complex in Wyoming, Michigan, just outside of Grand Rapids. My name is Aaron Smith with USBC Communications and Bowl TV. And folks, good morning. We mentioned it in the chat a little bit earlier today. We had a bit of a delay to start. There was an accident on the expressway. All athletes and coaches are safe, but just delayed a few folks getting here. So we're starting a little bit later than we planned, but the important part is everybody is safe. Everyone has their 10 minutes of practicing, and we are ready for competition. First and foremost, in the chat here on Bowl TV, please let me know how the sound is. Am I low? Am I a little bit too high? Am I just right? Just like Goldilocks. So please let us know how it sounds, if you can hear us. If not, we will get that adjusted. But we are underway. And as you can see below the video, we do have 8 channels total available here of this week for the ISC and ITC. So every pair is available to watch, which is pretty awesome. That's a first for the ISC. And we look to continue that heading into the ITC later this week. We are working a little bit differently to kick things off here. If you've been watching some of our telecasts on the PWBA Tour, the Masters, the US Open, we have kind of had an additional commentary channel. We're still working with some of the things here on site at Spectrum. A great host, by the way. They've been very accommodating to help us get this going. But to start, no commentary channel. We're just going to be talking on this particular pair, lanes 13 through 16. But you're able to follow the action on any other pair, courtesy of Bowl TV. You can check out all the other channels. But we also have live scoring available this week. So a big thank you to our friends at Merrick for providing that. So, and I see a comment in the chat about that as well. So live scoring is going to be the best way to catch the other pairs. With going a little bit wider for the shots, we knew it was going to be a little bit tougher to see with some of the equipment we have here this week. So live scoring will be the best way to keep tabs of everything. That's what we're going to be using as well to kind of give you updates throughout the course of competition. We will be letting you know as well. As soon as we get score updates, we will be reading those off. But it's going to be 6 games of qualifying today. So with that, nobody will be eliminated. We have 24 men and 24 women in the field for their respective divisions. These 24 qualifiers in each division earned their spot here by qualifying through a sectional qualifier, whether it was in Addison, Illinois, Dayton, Ohio, Smyrna, Tennessee, or Dallas, Texas, just a couple weeks ago. So a very quick turnaround this year from the sectionals to the ISC and ITC. Had to finish in the top 6 at your sectional to earn a spot here in the singles national final. After the 6 games of qualifying, that will determine the seeding for bracket play coming up the first round a little bit later today. So the good news for the top 8 competitors in both the men's and the women's field, they will receive a first round bye. So the goal is finish in the top 8, get that extra bye, get one step closer to the semifinals and TV on CBS Sports Network. The bracket format this week will include single elimination, 3-game total pinfall matches. So if you're able to collect a couple wins, find a way to beat your opponent, continue to move on, you can put yourself in position to make the semifinals, which will be taped on Saturday and be aired out on Tuesdays in May and June, starting May 11th with the women's singles show on CBS Sports Network. So all those will be taped, ISC, both men and women, and then ITC for the men and women will be taped on Saturday and then begin to air nationally on CBS Sports Network starting that very next Tuesday on the 11th. So very quick turnaround for that first show. And then Tuesday night, CBS Sports Network, the place to be as we get going. So taking a look here for our commentary channel, we are behind lanes 13 through 16 at the Spectrum Entertainment Complex, just a phenomenal facility here. They've done a ton of work. This is really a one-stop shop, not only for bowling, but golf simulators, restaurants, bars. They got, it's really a great complex, folks. So big shout out to the Eaton family for hosting and all the hospitality they've shown us and the athletes so far here in the early going this week. But joining us here, our pair to the left, we just saw a great shot from Stephen F. Austin's Dakota Ficini, who has started with 3 out of 4 strikes. She is going to be joined by St. Ambrose's Megan Hess. For Megan, I believe the stat I heard was she is the only returning participant to the ISC from the last time we held it in 2019. So Megan qualified through the Smyrna sectional in 2019 to advance to ISC, and then was able to do so once again in Dayton, Ohio, just a couple of weeks ago at Polking Lane South. So Megan back-to-back ISC appearances, and then delivering the strike there, Samantha Mueller from Marion, Wisconsin. So those are our competitors here for game number 1 on 13 and 14. Then over on 15 and 16 to your right, getting ready to shoot the 6-pin right now, is Brooke Allen from Clark University. So Brooke was actually the high qualifier from the Addison sectional. She actually shot the highest 6-game total in between both the men's and the women's division to earn her spot here. Shalee Bradley from Iowa Western CC is up on 15 right now, and then Emily Crone from Martin Methodist will be kicking things off for us today. Now, folks, you're probably wondering, Aaron, how can you not tell us the oil pattern yet? Well, if this is your first time joining us here for a collegiate postseason event, that is kind of the standard. We are not given the information, neither are the athletes. There's about 3 or 4 people who actually know the oil pattern that is being used out here today. So all the competitors, they had the opportunity to practice yesterday. There was I want to say a 90-minute session, potentially only 60. But they had the opportunity to come out here, try and figure out what they could from the pattern. We do have coaches available to talk to for the athletes as well, so their coaches are here and able to assist. But they had that practice session, then 10 minutes of warm-up earlier today. And from that, they have developed their game plans. They are ready to go. And so are we here on Bowl TV. All right, everybody, live scoring should be up and running. As we mentioned in the chat, that's probably going to be the best way to follow the scores on all the other channels except for this one. So are a little limited on equipment with the PWBA going on as well this week. The Greater Cleveland Open going to be taking place Thursday through Saturday, the 6th event of the 2021 season. So, so with kind of equipment dispersed around the country, and having the ability to have live scoring to follow along as well. That's kind of how we are attacking it this week. So that live scoring app is going to be your friend, folks. And the good news is on all the channels, we do have the link readily available. If you're here on the feature channel, we have the obviously the chat to the right if you're not in full screen mode. But above that, you see a few different tabs above it, and the one in the middle is actually our main page that we are getting all of our information from as well. So that's the same information we are grabbing, you have available at your fingertips as well. So live scoring, you will see that. You'll see the lane assignments, and then we'll have the qualifying scores, the bracket scores as well for both the ISC and the ITC will be the way we are doing it as well. So we're kind of working in the same boat as you folks in trying to report this event and kind of everything going on. So that live scoring, once again, is going to be your friend. We got the names up there as well, so you don't necessarily have to guess who is who on each pair. So we can see everybody across the house. So just kind of taking a quick look here at the women's division out of the gates on this mystery pattern. Rebecca Loker from Ottawa, Kansas, off to a nice start. He had a spare in the first, followed with 6 in a row and opened in the 8th. However, but 190 in the 8th, so she can still shoot 250 this game. And then on the men's side, we actually have a front 8 over on lanes 21 and 22. Alec Keplinger from Wichita State, who led the men's division at the Dallas sectional, off to the races here. 21 and 22. So some potential for early excitement. And folks, if you scroll down too far on the live scoring, you will see some of the other lanes. They have a just an unbelievable boutique bowling center here as well. And so you see some additional scores. That's what those are from. So those are not in the tournament. So lane 32 is kind of where we will be using the pairs this week. As we said, all of them available to view here on bowltv.com, but we're using the live scoring just like you folks. Big thank you to Merrick for providing live scoring this week. And looks like Alec is up. So we're going to do some sideline reporting here. Once again, available on the ISC 21 to 24 channel. Has started with the front 9. Alec Keplinger, the 2019 Junior Gold U20 champion. Looking to start off ISC qualifying with the front 10. And he is going to unfortunately see his string of strikes come to a close. Left a 10 pin on his first delivery, but chance to get into the 270s here for Alec. Some early excitement here from the Spectrum Entertainment Complex. Once again, a big thank you to everybody for joining us. My name is Aaron Smith with USBC Communications and Bowl TV. Jason Thomas here this week as well, and we'll also be having a special guest joining the booth a little bit later today and throughout the course of the week, so we will keep you in suspense for that information coming up a little bit later. Again, with just three competitors per pair, this qualifying block is going to fly by pretty quick. Once again, nobody is eliminated from competition after this round. This is just for seeding purposes, but there is a bonus. If you are in the top 8, you are automatically seeded into the second round and have the ability to rest up for the rest of the day. So round 1 of match play will be ongoing a little bit later today. We might have a slight adjustment based on starting a little bit later today, but the scheduled time at the moment for the first round of match play is going to be 2 p.m. Eastern. And then rounds 2 and 3 will be taking place tomorrow morning, starting at 7:30 a.m. So bright and early. But after round 2 and round 3, we will know our top 4 in each division for the CBS Sports Network Finals. Some scores in the books. Shalee Bradley, 212. Emily Crone, 200. Brooke Allen, 166. Megan Hess, 153. Samantha Mueller is going to be at 161, and Dakota Ficini Still the opportunity to get to 205. A spare here and a strike on her fill ball. Looks like Ira Miniden from Mount Mercy, an opportunity to get into the 240. She's on lanes 5 and 6. So potential for a big score here on the women's side. Katie Robb from Delaware State. Let's look at the 232 with a couple strikes in the 10th. Rebecca Loker from Ottawa, we mentioned her. She finished with 218. Dakota with the spare, she can get to 205. Taking a look on the men's side. Once again, we will keep you updated from both. Alec Keplinger did shoot 279 that game after starting with the front 9. P.D. Virgos from Calumet, 254. Jordan Monins from St. Ambrose, 221. As Dakota gets the strike, she'll be at 205. Corey Hersha from Indiana Tech, 221. And then Dallas on lane 47-48, not participating in this event, but you can follow him and Bus and Rich and a few others here with live scoring covering all the lanes available here at the Spectrum Entertainment Complex. So, folks, as we get into this this next game, the competitors will be essentially moving with the same grouping throughout the course of competition. So Samantha, Megan, and Dakota, Shalea, Brooke, and Emily will be moving in unison, so they'll be on the same pair throughout the course of this qualifying block. Once again, 6 games is going to go by really quick here. But we will wait for every pair to finish up before we make the move. So with that, there does appear to be, both on the men's and the women's side, a couple pairs yet to finish up. 11 and 12 still has a couple bowlers here on the women's side. The women are using lanes 1 through 16. The men 17 through 32. Looks like some bowling ongoing on 23 through 26 as well. Good question in the chat from James, and that is correct. Shannon O'Keefe will be here in Western Michigan with the McHenry Bearcats. She will not be competing at the PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. We have a few collegiate coaches who also compete on the PWBA tour here this week. We have Alicia Current with Delaware State. And then Kelly Kulik, who will be, Kelly, who's finished 3rd and 2nd in the last 2 PWBA tour stops, will be part of the CBS Sports Network team this week. So she will not be competing in Cleveland as well. She'll be here in Western Michigan with us. Along with Dave Ryan on the call, so that's what you got to look forward to for the show coming up. Once again, those dates. Let me get those. Make sure I got the correct time, so you can start jotting those down, folks. Do have our preview article available on bowl.com. But the women's ISC final will air on May 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern, with the men's ISC final following the next week, May 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. The only time change we have out of the 4 shows is going to be the first ITC show, which will be the women's title match on May 25th. That's going to be a little bit earlier, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And then the run of collegiate broadcasts will close on June 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern with the men's ITC finals. So right now we are just waiting for, it looks like 25 and 26 still has one frame left to go. So once that concludes, we'll probably have an announcement here, and everyone will get the, there it is.
Athletes, please move forward to your next pair for game 2 of competition. Athletes and coaches, please make sure you are properly wearing your mask at all times. That means covering your nose, mouth, and chin at all times. Athletes, when you get to your next lane for competition, please use your tablets to begin the next game of competition. Thank you.
Gotta give a big shout out to the IBC Youth Development Team. That was Zach Barton making the announcements this week. Just a phenomenal crew to work with to continue to build a future for the sport. I'm trying to think of everybody we have on site here. We have Gary Brown, Melissa Matos, Brandon Cruz, Rob Gottschall, mentioned Jason Thomas here on Bowl TV, and some video elements throughout the course of the week. We got Tom Nasser oiling the lanes for us. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider of the ITC and ISC. And looks like we're just moving one pair to the right to start here, so we will get to see Samantha, Megan, and Dakota one more game here. And we'll be joined by McKendree's Izzy Allen, Mount Mercy's Cassidy Corey, and then Monmouth's Jenna Lair. So that'll be our lineup here. Jenna, Izzy, and Cassidy on 13 and 14 to your left. And then Megan, Dakota, and Samantha to your right. All right, game 2 underway. So our first opportunity is to see Cassidy, Jenna, and Izzy. Taking a quick look at the sectional results just to kind of let everybody know where everyone qualified from, how they qualified. Hear from our featured pairs. Qualifiers from the Dayton, Ohio sectional at Polking Lane South included Monmouth's Jenna Lair, who finished second. She posted a 12:33 score. It's a nice cover there by Cassidy, taking care of the 5-7. Very talented player from Mount Mercy. It's an All-American last season. Then we mentioned Megan Hess from St. Ambrose as well. She finished 5th in Dayton at 11:83 to earn a spot at the ISC for a second consecutive season. Cassidy qualified 3rd from the Addison, Illinois sectional out of Stardust Bowl, 12:67, her 6-game score to advance. Right behind her in the standings was Marion, Wisconsin's Samantha Mueller at 12:42. We still have Dakota over on 15 and 16. She was 2nd in Dallas at USA Bowl, 12:25 her score. And then, let's see, Izzy Allen from McKendree. She actually led at the Smyrna Bowling Center in Smyrna, Tennessee. Shot 253 the final game to get to 12:62 to lead the way. All right, folks, game 2 of 6 here at the Intercollegiate Singles Championships. This is the qualifying session to determine seeding for the single elimination bracket, which will be starting up later today with the opening round, currently scheduled to kick off at 2 p.m. Eastern. It might be pushed back a little bit. We did start a little bit later today. So we will keep you up to date with that information based off of the pace of play and making sure we have time to recondition the lanes. Let these athletes get a quick break in, get a lunch to fuel up before the next round. We do have some scores scrolling on site here, so we will try to read those through. Ira Miniden from Mount Mercy, 235. Katie Robb, Delaware State, 230. Rebecca Loker, 218. Your top 3 on the women's side so far. Top 3 on the men: Alec Keplinger, 279. Pete Virgos, 254. And then Jordan Monins and Corey Hersha, 221 each. Zach Detton from St. Ambrose had 214 to round out the top 5. Once again, the key number, though, to keep an eye out for, continuing on in the women's divisions, Shaylee Bradley from Iowa Western, 212. Dakota Ficini, Stephen F. Austin, 205. We're watching her right now. And Dakota looking to add on to that score here. Nice start to game 2. Working out 3 in a row at the moment. Dakota trips the 9. You see, she's attacking the lanes pretty direct. See a couple other players trying to create a little shape with this pattern, but Dakota finding a nice look to the outside portion of the lane. Taking a quick look around on live scoring, Zach Denton from St. Ambrose, the only player with a string of strikes to start this game. Zach, after 214 in the opener, front 6. Alec Keplinger, who had the big opening game, front 9 for 279. Clean through 6. Pair of doubles up there as well. It looks like Dakota kind of pacing the action on the women's side this game as far as the potential to put up a really big number. Dakota got that one way out there. Still was able to find enough angle to just leave a 2-pin. Could have been a little bit of trouble there. Definitely had 210, 210 possibilities, but just the 2-pin. Chance to clean it up. Can still shoot 249 this game. Takes care of the spare. Zach Denton, 9 spare in the 7th frame, so we'll have no run at 300 here in game 2, but it seems like we could potentially be flirting with one today. Cassidy looking for that double, makes a great shot. High flush 7. Just tighten up her angles a little bit from those back-to-back 5-7s to start. Once again, players will move every game. Frame underway on 15 and 16. Still a couple frames left to go on 13 and 14. Tyler Senovic from Newman on the men's side just capped off a 257. So scoring pace looks to be a little bit higher on the men's side today, at least through the first 2 games. Cassidy gets the high flush hit to fall this time. Still get to 201 this game with the strike in the 8th. Izzy Allen joining McKendree all the way from the United Kingdom. A freshman this season for head coach Shannon O'Keefe. Dakota rings the 10 to kick things off, so drops her max down to 229. Late string of strikes here from Mabel Cummins can get her into the 230s. From Vanderbilt, Jordan Munt from Tusculum. Late 4-bagger to get to the 2-0s. She had a very nice run in Smyrna to earn the final, or earn her spot. She had a big final game to advance. Zach Denton can still get to 259 this game. Just enough there for Dakota. Don't have to hit it hard. Just have to push it over sometimes. All right, Cassidy has gotten made the right move here, and other than that stubborn 7-pin in the 7th, would be working on 4 in a row. Dakota finishes with 229, Megan 184, Samantha 187. So we've seen a couple different ways to attack this pattern here. Lanes 13 through 16. Dakota Ficini is at plus 34 through her first 2. But Cassidy has looked really good her last couple shots here. That one's going to have to hustle back and able to do so. She's kind of been right around that 12-13 range at the arrows and not creating too much angle, using her ball speed to keep it pretty direct, and now has 3 in a row and 4 out of the last 5. Isabel a little bit more direct. I've seen her last 2 shots go through the nose, and now looking at the Greek church here in the 10th. Nice late run here by Cassidy. 155 score for Izzy Allen. Mabel Cummins finished with the last 5 to get to 234. She's at plus 29 for her 2-game total. It looks like Dakota is going to be leading on the women's side after 2 with 434. .201 finish. This is the last pair on the women's side, and eventually, yep, this will be the after Jenna wraps up, we'll be transition right into game number 3. These teams will make their move to, or excuse me, the individuals. Teams coming up later in the week. We'll talk plenty about teams. So Cassidy with 201, she's at 381. Izzy's at 329. Jenna with the spare and the strike, she would be at 335 for her 2 games, finishing this game with 158. So right now, taking a look at the women's side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the 16 players averaging better than 200 right now. Dakota Ficini from Stephen F. Austin leading at plus 34. A little bit higher scoring pace on the men's side. Some of the bigger scores right now is Jenna finishes up with 157. We see Tyler Senovic.
Game 2 of competition. Teams, please move, individuals, please move forward.
See, Zach did it too.
Game 3 of competition on your next pair. When you get to your next pair, please use the consoles. To begin Game 3 of competition. Athletes and coaches, please make sure that you are wearing your mask properly at all times. That means covering your nose, mouth, and...
Now that we're moving for Game 3, getting back to some scores on the men's side through 2. We'll start with scores north of 450, so better than plus 50. I mentioned Tyler Senovic at 458. We had Petey Virgos at 472. Zach Denton finished that game with 248. He's at 462. I think those are the big scores on the men's side so far through 2 games. Good question, Deborah. We are bowling at the Spectrum Entertainment Complex in Wyoming, Michigan, which is just outside of the greater Grand Rapids area. So big shout out to the West Michigan Sports Commission for their support of this event as well. A lot of excitement here in the Grand Rapids area for the ISC and the ITC making their way here. But as we mentioned, we've been working for a while now with the West Michigan Sports Commission. So a big thank you to all those great folks over there, and then our hosts this week at the Spectrum Entertainment Complex have been phenomenal so far. An unbelievable facility. It really is a great facility. If you're ever in the area, stop by, say hello to the Mikes, Mike Eaton, Senior and Junior. Taking care of business here this week. Great bowling family as well, so big thank you to the Eatons and everybody here at Spectrum for their continued support. As we get into Game 3 here on our featured pairs, lanes 13 through 16, we once again will see Cassidy, Jenna, and Isabel similar to the last game, just moving a pair. Nice cover there of the washout by Rebecca Loker of Ottawa, Kansas. Rebecca will be joined by Allison Resco from Duquesne and Emily Tull from Pikeville. So those are our new bowlers here for game number 3. So after this, we'll already be halfway done through qualifying. I told you it'd go quick. Once again, this round for seeding purposes only. These 6 games will determine seeding for the bracket upcoming. The first round will be today, scheduled start time 2 p.m. Eastern, and then rounds 2 and 3 will be tomorrow. Then after that, once we get through round 3, we will have our 4 semifinalists in both the men's and the women's divisions who will be advancing to the CBS Sports Network Finals.